Smith returns as the sound of one of WWE's biggest events. They've teamed up with three-time Grammy-nominated rock star Youngblood on their new joint EP, One More Time, and the feature track, Back in the Saddle 2025 mix. It's an official theme song of WrestleMania 42. The EP and song are available now on all streaming platforms.
Only a few months left before we get to WrestleMania, and here tonight, Carmelo Hayes with a massive opportunity, a chance to advance in the Last Time Is Now tournament.
Let's go.
And his opponent, accompanied by WWE Hall of Famer, the Oracle Paul Heyman, representing the Vision from Black Forest, South Australia, weighing in at 330 pounds, Big Bronson Reed!
Bronson Reed will be a part of the War Games match a week from tomorrow. And speaking of War Games, of course, the creation of the late, great Dusty Rhodes in the NWA back in the 1980s. And speaking of the NWA, I do have to say this tonight. Hello, wrestling fans. The immortal words of the legendary announcer Bob Caudle, who passed away earlier this week. He called the 1989 War Games match with the legendary Jim Ross back at the Great American Bash, an idol of mine in the 1980s. As I look to get into this business, we wish his family and friends all the prayers for the loss of the late, great Bob Caudle. And we're underway tonight. Bronson Reed, Carmelo Hayes. And I asked Hayes what his strategy was coming into this match against the massive Auszilla. He said he wants Reed to make a mistake. He's going to be cerebral tonight and look for Reed to make that first mistake, which will allow Hayes to take control.
Oh, man. You know what Mike Tyson said? Everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the mouth. And look at Auszilla, this behemoth from Black Forest. What a year 2025 could wind up being for Big Bronson Reed. What a year it's already been. But if he can be the man to cap it off by finishing off John Cena, I mean, what an accolade. That will last you a lifetime.
He already defeated Roman Reigns back in October in that Australian street fight. Now, it's interesting you brought up retiring John Cena, because when I talked to Carmelo today, he talked about the fact that he would be honored to have the last match of John Cena's career. He said for Bronson Reed, it's about embarrassing and punishing and humiliating John. The winner of this matchup heads to the quarterfinals on Monday Night Raw to take on Gunther.
And what drives these competitors could make all the difference. It might not be the honorable motivation for Big Bronson Reed to want to humiliate John Cena, but listen, it served Big Bronson Reed very well thus far in his career. Carmelo Hayes could just prove to be a speed bump. I don't foresee that being the case, because this is Carmelo Hayes, a man who is an incredibly dominant NXT champion, a guy who everybody has marked as being a future megastar here in WWE.
Including one John Cena. Carmelo Hayes talks about the fact that both born and raised in the Boston area. He talked about how back at NXT a few years ago, John Cena came down and worked with him at the Performance Center. In fact, was in his corner during one night at NXT, and Carmelo Hayes has never forgotten that. And now Carmelo Hayes, there we go, with a great counter into a DDT, and he has an opening now on Reed. Cover now by Hayes, hook of the leg, and a kick out. And what Hayes said to me too was, this is what John Cena wants this tournament to be about. It's about, the up-and-comers, the newcomers, and here's the cover by Hayes, and a kick out by Reed.
It's about opportunity and ensuring the health of this business as we head into the future. That's what John Cena's #1 priority is. And Carmelo Hayes would love to pick the flag up and bear it for years to come.
One of the reasons Cena wants these exhibitions. Oh, look who's here.
Surprise, surprise.
I thought Bronson Reed didn't need any help. Isn't that what Heyman told all of us a little bit ago?
Tune in, boss. Tune in. You know what it is? What's this guy here?
So now if you're Carmelo Hayes, you find yourself in a predicament. You were starting to build momentum. You had Reed on the ropes. Reed now gets a breather, and he's got his buddies Logan and Braun out here.
Well, listen, Carmelo Hayes needs to do the best that he can to not pay any attention to Logan Paul or Paul Heyman or Braun Breaker, which is next to impossible, understandably so. But the fact is, the task at hand is Big Bronson Reed, and Melo needs to stay focused.
Well, Melo's going to have eyes in the back of his head because Heyman's lurking around at ringside as well. And now, and see, right there, the distraction out of the box, and Reed takes advantage. First time ever these two have gone one-on-one in their career. And now the power taking over of Reed. Remember Bronson Reed last year in the War Games? Yeah, he got hurt. Cover now. Hook of the leg and a kick out. But I'll never forget the sight of that 330-pound man coming off the top of the War Game structure for a tsunami.
Turning a table into wood pulp before our very eyes instantly. Right now, Bronson Reed just squeezing the breath out of Carmelo Hayes.
Yeah, he's going to be backed up by McIntyre, Logan, Breaker, and of course, Brock Lesnar inside the War Games against the team of the Usos and CM Punk and Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns.
This is a great strategy by Bronson Reed, just putting all of his body weight across the back of Carmelo Hayes, forcing Melo to support all 330-plus pounds.
Again, the winner of this match advances to the quarterfinals Monday in the tournament against Gunther. So Solo Sikoa also waiting in the wings Monday to take on the winner of Penta and Balor.
Yeah, the path certainly doesn't get any easier, but pay attention to what Bronson Reed's doing right now. He's utilizing his knuckles. He's got his fingers locked, but he's driving his knuckles into the side of the neck, into the throat of Carmelo Hayes. That's not going to win you the match, but that's added punishment. That's probably a little something he picked up under the guidance of the Oracle.
Hayes runs right into a boot by Reed. Hayes had a flurry moments ago before Paul and Breaker made their way out to the ring, and now it's been all Bronson Reed. Sometimes that's all it takes.
Bronson Reed in absolutely no hurry, pacing himself, savoring the suffering of the opposition. Putting all that massive frame down across the shoulders and collarbones again of Carmelo Hayes.
Hayes trying to make it back to a vertical base, but again wrestled right down to the ground again by the 330-pounder.
Right now, Carmelo Hayes feels like he's suffocating.
Boy.
It's incredibly painful. You've got someone as big and strong as Bronson Reed squeezing on your jawbone, driving his forearm into the side of your jaw, and you can't catch your breath. Whatever was left is gone now.
Hayes still in it.